Hello children, hope you have seen all my previous videos and must have done all the work being given so far. Please note down all the questions given in the PDF in your notebooks, and the work will be checked later when we'll join the school again. Today children, I have come with a new chapter, that is chapter number 3, Force and Pressure. So let us begin. Let us begin with the turning effect of force, which is also called as the moment of force. So let me define it first. It is the product of the force multiplied by the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force to the pivot or point where the object will turn. Let me give you an example. This could be a door opening around a fixed hinge. For example, let us say that when we have to open a door, we apply force to open a door. And here, for example, we have already read that it is the product of the turning effect of force, the product of force multiplied by the perpendicular distance. So if we have to open the door, we have to apply the force. But the force is to be applied away from the pivot. Let us say in the case of the door, the hinge is the pivot, and if you apply the force closer to the hinge, the pivot, it will either not open or you have to apply too much of force to open it. So if the perpendicular distance from the pivot is more, it will be easier for us to open the door. So the more the perpendicular distance, less the force is to be applied. So the turning effect of force is the force multiplied by the perpendicular distance. So to open a door, we have to apply a force, but the force is to be applied away from the pivot. Pivot in the case of the door is the hinge. So I believe this is clear. We call the turning effect of force also the moment of force. Now, as I already told you, the moment of force depends upon the two factors. What are those two factors? The two factors are, first is the force applied. Second is the perpendicular distance from the fixed point, which is called the pivot, to the line of action of the force. So the moment of this force will depend upon the two factors. One is the force that we are applying, and second is the perpendicular distance from the pivot, from the line of action. Now next, we'll come to the formula of the moment of force. The moment of force is being denoted by capital M. It is equal to force into the perpendicular distance. By capital F we denote the force, and perpendicular distance is denoted by small d. So we can say that M is equal to F into d, whereas F is the applied force and d is the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force to the pivot. Next, we will define torque. So what is a torque? Torque is a force that tends to cause rotation, and it is being denoted by capital T. Let me define torque. A pair of equal sized turning forces acting in different directions is called couple, and the turning moment caused by a couple is called a torque. Let me give you a simple example of that. When we are driving a car, we are holding the steering of the car. In that case, we are holding it with the two hands, and we are applying the two equal forces with the two hands, two equal forces, but in the opposite direction. So couple is two equal but opposite forces applied. And now what is the torque? Torque is produced due to the force applied. And in the couple, the forces are always applied in the opposite directions. They are equal but in opposite direction. Now what is the SI unit of force? The SI unit of force, because the formula for force is, moment of force is m is equal to F into d, that means force into the perpendicular distance. So we know that force is measured in SI system, the force is measured in newtons and the distance is measured in meters. So for the moment, the SI unit will be Newton meter, because it is force multiplied by the distance, so it will be Newton into meter. So we say that the unit of the moment of force is Newton meter. Now we will come to the numericals. Let us solve some numericals. Numericals are related to the moment of force. Let us take the first example. As you can see, there are two solved numericals which you can see. The first is, the hinge of a door is at a distance of 40 centimeter from the point of application of force. If a force of 20 Newton is applied, what is the magnitude of moment of force? So children, you can see that in the numerical the distance is given, it is 40 centimeter. Then force is also given, it is 20 Newton. Now what we have to find out is, we have to find out the moment of force. And you know that moment of force is equal to m is equal to F into d. And the SI unit for moment of force is Newton meter. Your force, the value for force is given in the newtons, but the value for the distance is given in centimeters, whereas we need Newton and meter. So we have to convert centimeter into meter. So what will we do? We will divide 40 by 100, because 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 40 upon 100, and we'll get the answer 0.4 meter. Now the formula is m is equal to F into d, so we'll put the value. The value for F is 20 Newton. The value for d is distance is 0.4 meter. So after multiplying them, we'll get the answer 8 Newton meter. Now I hope you have understood it. Now the next numerical is, what is the perpendicular distance between the force and the turning point if a force of 25 Newton produces a moment of force of 12.5 Newton meter? So now children, in this case, force is already given, it is 25 Newton. And here moment of force is given, it is 12.5 Newton meter. Now what we have to find out here? We have to find out the perpendicular distance. So let us use the formula. The formula is moment of force is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So moment of force is, the value is given 12.5 Newton meter. For the force, the value is 25 Newton multiplied by perpendicular distance, which we have to find out. Therefore, perpendicular distance is equal to 12.5 Newton meter upon 25 Newton. So after dividing it, we'll get the answer 0.5 meter. So the perpendicular distance is 0.5 meter. I believe children, both the numericals are clear to you. So I'll give you some numericals for the practice later in the PDF file. So let us move to our next topic. Now the next topic that I'll explain is pressure. The definition for pressure is defined as force acting per unit area. Now what does it mean? Let me explain it with the help of an activity. So we'll take a wooden conical cylinder whose area of cross section at the broader end is 5 centimeters square, and area at the narrow end is 1 centimeter square. Now what we'll do is that we'll take some sand and we'll spread it on the floor. Okay, and the layer of the wet sand should be at least 3 centimeter thick. We had to spread the wet sand on the floor. At least its thickness should be 3 centimeter. Now what we'll do is that we'll take that conical cylinder and we'll put the broader end of the conical cylinder on the sand, and gently we'll place 1 kilogram weight over it from the narrow end. Then you will remove the wooden cylinder and you will find out the depression. You will measure the depression in the sand, how much depression it has made in the sand. Fine. Now you will take the same wooden conical cylinder again. Now you will repeat the same experiment as you did earlier, but you will do it with the narrow end. The narrow end is to be put over the sand, and the broader end, from the broader end you will put the 1 kilogram weight over it. Now again you will remove the wooden conical cylinder and find out the depression in the sand. So where will you find the more depression? The more depression, no doubt, in fact in both the cases there is the same wooden conical cylinder, there is the same amount of 1 kilogram weight being put over it, but you will find that among the two cases the deeper impression will be in the case where the narrow end of the cylinder has been put over the sand. That means if the area of cross section is less, pressure exerted will be more. If the area is more, pressure exerted will be less. The broader side of the wooden conical cylinder will put the less impression in the sand, whereas the narrow area of the cross section of the cylinder would put the more depression in the sand. That is why we say that pressure is defined as force acting per unit area, whereas F is the symbol for the force, capital F, capital A is for the area, and P is for the pressure. So the formula is P is equal to F upon A. That means pressure is equal to force upon area. Now we'll go for the next one, units of pressure. So I'll explain to you now what are the units of pressure. In the SI system, because pressure is equal to force upon area, so for the force the SI unit is Newton, and for the area the SI unit is meter square. So that means N upon meter square, N upon M square, Newton upon meter square. So what will be the SI unit for pressure? It will be Newton per meter square. However, Newton per meter square is also called as Pascal. It was being named after the French physicist. Now, how do we define 1 Pascal? When a force of 1 Newton acts on the area of 1 meter square, the pressure that's acting on that surface is called as 1 Pascal. Now we'll take an example to prove that if the area is less, the pressure will be more. If the area is more, the pressure will be less. Let us take an example. So what is the example? We'll imagine a girl which is having the mass 50 kilograms and she is standing on the pencil heels, and the area of the cross section of her pencil heel is how much? 1 centimeter square. And there is an elephant whose mass is 2000 kilograms, and the foot area of the elephant is how much? 250 centimeters square. So both of them are standing on the floor. So now let us try to find out the pressure exerted in each of them. Now let's take the exam first. Let's solve in the case of the girl, that how much will be the pressure. So mass of the girl is 50 kilogram. Force exerted by the girl is to be it is given 50 kilograms, but force exerted, it is given in kilograms. We have to convert it into Newton. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is here 50 kilograms, and acceleration due to gravity, acceleration is always being is the universal quantity, and is always being considered as 10 meter per second square. It's been taken as, the value for g is taken as, which is universal, 10 meter per second square. So mass into acceleration due to gravity, 50 kilogram into 10 meter per second square is equal to 500 Newton. So the force exerted by the girl is 500 Newton. And now the area of cross section of two heels, because the value is given for one heel, it is 1 centimeter square, but we have to find out the area for two heels, so it is 2 multiplied by 1 centimeter square. So answer will be 2 centimeter square. But we need to find out the area in meter square, so we will divide 2 by 100 into 100, because we have to convert each centimeter into meter. So it will be 100 into 100. So the value for area is how much? 2 into 10 raised power minus 4 meter square. So let's find out the pressure exerted by the girl. So pressure is equal to force upon area. Force is, we have found out the force. It is how much? 500 Newton. And area is 2 into 10 raised power minus 4 meter square. So we'll get the answer how much? The pressure exerted by the girl is 250 into 10 raised power 4 pascals, or we can also call it Newton per meter square. So we have got the value for the pressure being exerted by the girl. Now let us find out that how much pressure will be exerted by the elephant on the same floor. So mass of the elephant is given 2000 kilogram. So in the same way as we did in the earlier case, we will find out the force. Force is equal to m into g. Value for mass is 2000, and g, the value for g is constant, it is universal, 10 meter per second square. So 2000 kilogram into 10 meter per second square is equal to 20,000 Newton. And area, because elephant has 4 feet, the area of cross section of 1 feet has been given in the numerical. It is how much? 250 centimeters square. But the elephant has 4 feet, so we'll multiply 250 centimeters square into 4. That is how much? That is 1000 centimeters square. But to convert it into the meter, we'll divide it by 100 into 100, and we'll get the value how much? 0.1 meter square. So we have found the force, we have found the area. Now we can find the pressure exerted by the elephant. So pressure is equal to force upon area. The value for force is 20,000 Newton. The value for area is 0.1 meter square. So 20,000 Newton upon 0.1 meter square. After dividing it, we'll get the value how much? 20 into 10 raised power 4 pascals. Now just see the children, the difference. The pressure exerted by the girl is how much? 250 into 10 raised power 4 pascal, whereas the pressure exerted by the elephant is 20 into 10 raised power 4 pascal. So now who is exerting the more pressure? The girl is exerting the more pressure. Now why is girl exerting the more pressure? Because the area of the cross section of her heels is less. The area is less, the pressure exerted will be more. The area is more, the pressure exerted will be less. Because elephant has the broad feet, that is why the pressure exerted on the floor will be less. Whereas the pencil heels has the narrow area, so pressure exerted will be more. So here today today's session will stop here. We'll continue the same chapter in the next video. Children, I am forwarding the few pages of the lesson. That means those pages which I have discussed today with you. So for your reference, please go through all these pages and try to understand it. And then I'm also sending you the set of questions in the form of PDF that you will get in the link given with the video. So please do all these questions. Those have been given to you till now for all the lessons, for all in all the videos. Do them in the notebook, and please complete all the work that I have given you till now. All the best. God bless you all. Thank you.